Hello, everybody. Hello, New York. My name is Jeffrey Dasman, and this is Lazy Weekend Movies. I hope you guys are having a good weekend so far. Well, it's kind of rainy today, and the sun's not shining, but I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good. I hope you guys are feeling great as well. And as usual, I brought you two movies this weekend that makes you think, feel, and ask questions. And these movies are Brief Encounter, and the other one is Same but Different from Germany. I had a good time watching them last week. I hope you guys will as well. And I hope you guys are in the mood to talk movies with me this weekend. Alright, let's get into them. Alright, so the first movie I want to talk about today is called Brief Encounter. This movie was directed by David Lean. It came out in 1946. In the cast, we have starring Celia Jensen as Laura Jessen and Trevor Howard as Halleck Harvey. This movie has a 90% Rotten Tomato score right now. Well deserved, well deserved. It's a great movie, stands by itself. It's a classic movie, black and white, romantic. If you guys were in the mood for a little classic this weekend, this movie is really for you. Yeah, and it has a great story, great cast. The actors really did their job very well. You won't regret it. I promise that. I promise you that. So here's my point of view on this movie. I've heard people talking about this movie a lot, and I never bothered to check it out. So 3 months ago, I checked it out, and I really, I really hated myself because I should have watched this movie a long time ago. This movie has things in it that really moved me because I kind of went through something like this a few years ago. Being like meeting somebody and then having that person, make me kind of, and having a connection with that person, having a connection with that person, and that person kind of have me thinking about them, even though they're not around, even though I don't know when I'm gonna see them again or whatnot. They have me thinking about them, and the imagination is really strong. So in this movie, what really moved me was the cast of actors. The actors were really, really on point, and I don't think actors act like that anymore. Neither do they speak like that anymore. It was different. And from there, I watched classic movies before, but that movie is totally different. Um, I like it, you know, romantic movies. There's plenty of romantic movies, but not all of them are like not all of them are like not really worth remembering. But this movie, that after you watch it, it's either you're gonna keep asking questions about it in your mind, or whether you could share the story with you could share the story you've been through something like that before or whatnot. And it was pretty cool. I liked it. And the next thing that really moved me was the natural connection these two characters had, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people could relate to that. You meet somebody, and then they struck you in the first conversation you guys have, and then they go their ways and you go your way, and you keep thinking about them. Your imagination can stop running wild about them or whatnot, which is something that's really familiar and something I've been through before. Yeah, this movie is really interesting. I'm sure you guys will enjoy it if you give it a chance. It came out in 1946, like decades ago, but it stands out to this time. If you give it a chance, you won't even feel like, okay, something is not right here, because it stands here. We're in 2018, and this movie is like, it never gets old. It doesn't get old to me, and I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoy it too. So the next movie I want to talk about is called Same but Different from Germany. It was directed by Detler Buck. This movie came out in 2010 in Germany. In the cast, we have starring David Cross as Ben and Hypania Saku as Shrekio. I'm not sure if I'll pronounce her name right. She's from Cambodia, so I'm not really. I might butcher her name. I'm sorry, but it's a great movie. And this movie has a 6.8 out of 10 on IMDb and a 64% audience like on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah. So it's not a perfect movie, but I promise you, give it a chance and you won't regret it. So, here's my point of view on this movie. First of all, this is a true story. True story of Benjamin Buffer and Shrikio Solvin. It's a true story. They wrote a book about it, then an article, and then they decided to make a movie about it, which I find fascinating. Because watching this movie, you could feel that okay, this could happen in real life. Because um, it's about two different people living in two different countries, and one is dynamic and the other one is static. They meet each other, and then boom, something has formed. Something has formed between the two of them, which is pretty amazing. That could happen to anybody. Could happen to me. Could happen to you. And that's why watching this movie, I was really, it got me asking questions. It's just that, is there like a right way for, love to happen, or for affection just like to form? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. And the second thing that movie got me thinking about is, no matter who you are, it's gotta be something that move you. It's gonna be something that's gonna make you feel. At the end of the day, something that you're gonna put everything on the line for. Everything you care about, you're just gonna put them on hold, and just to give that person your time. That's real, ladies and gentlemen. That's real. You know. Oh man, I really like this movie. I watched this movie a few years ago, and since I watched Brief Encounter, I told myself that all right, the movie to counter Brief Encounter. You see what I did there? Is it's gotta be same but different. And I'm like, but I gotta watch this movie and see if I feel the same way that movie made me feel the first time I watch it. And it still stands for me. It's entertaining. The characters, their acting is not really solid, but at the end of the day, they did their job well. They did it well. They were believable. They made me believe that this happened. Really, it was pretty nice. And finally, that movie got me thinking about the fact that real affections will always exceed everything else. There's no doubt about that. If the affection is real, I feel good about you and you feel good about me, and when we're together, we help each other. We care for each other, and we help each other be better, a better version of ourselves. Our affection will exceed everything else. No matter what comes against us, we'll be strong enough to fight it. There's no doubt about that. And I had fun. I had great fun watching this movie. And that's a movie that I'll definitely watch again. So yeah, I hope you guys check it out, give it a chance. You won't regret it. I promise you that. So the two movies I had for you today, ladies and gentlemen, was Brief Encounter and Same but Different. Two romantic movies. I don't know what you're going to this weekend. I don't know what you went to the past week. But if you feel like there's somebody that you have affection towards and you haven't told them yet, or you afraid to tell them, or you just don't know how they're gonna react to that, because maybe you guys work together, or maybe you guys will fall apart, like you live in one country, they live in another country, or whatnot. Or maybe you were together, but something happened and you get separated, but you still feel like after you left that person, they still mean a lot to you. Like you feel like living without them right now is not making any sense. I would advise you to take a risk and tell them how you feel. But first, watch these two movies, and then tell them how you feel. Because at the end of the day, affection or just exceed everything else. It doesn't matter. I hope you enjoy these two movies, ladies and gentlemen, and have a good weekend. Alright, bye bye.